Hello, everyone. We are here with Mrs. Dr. Celaine Hernandez, and happy Black Friday. So we're doing this for the ladies today because we just had our ladies event here, and it was a blast with our paint and sip event. We had so much fun, and we had a lot of ladies that wanted to come and said, hey, we want to hear more from Dr. Celaine. I know that for a lot of ladies, you're closing out 2025 and you want to feel your best going into 2026.
Yes.
I met Dr. Hernandez last year while I was still pregnant, and then I had my baby, and she's like, I'll see you once you have the baby. And as some of you guys may know, I ended up gaining 70 pounds with my pregnancy, and I thought that the weight was gonna fall right off, and it didn't. And turns out that there was more behind the scenes, that I wasn't just going crazy, that I needed to get full tests and everything. That's how I ended up meeting Dr. Hernandez, and she's changed my life. She's amazing. And she's actually a naturopathic doctor, which is a little different than a traditional doctor. So she is well-versed and educated in not just traditional Western medicine, but different types of medicine as well. So she is amazing. And she'll be talking to us today. So before we get started, we introduce the amazing Dr. Celaine Hernandez. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Doc. Your background, how did you become a doctor? You're very young, very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. How did I become a doctor? I went into my undergrad thinking, did you know I actually enrolled at ASU as a physics major?
Wow.
I
can't believe it because you're so smart, but I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, quickly learned okay, maybe this is fun to do all these equations, but what am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna be stuck in a lab or by myself somewhere, and there's a lot of nerdy men in my classes, and I was like, okay, I probably don't belong here. So then I changed to psychology, completely opposite direction, and realized I'm gonna learn human nature. I'm gonna learn to understand people, because that's gonna make me a better doctor at the end of the day. And then I got basically recruited into doing medical interpreting because I spoke Spanish and was in the pre-med program. And when I did that, I quickly realized our medical system is really failing people, women in particular, because I did medical interpreting for low-income clinics for the U of A medical students who were getting their experience. And a lot of women were going in that perimenopause stage or after having their baby, and they were all being prescribed antidepressants. They're handed antidepressants in a 5-minute visit.
Wow. And
I was like, okay, this doesn't feel right. You don't know this lady. You've met her for 5 minutes and you think she needs medication. You asked her if she feels sad some days. And obviously, after you have a baby, your emotions are all over the place. You're super happy. In 10 minutes, you're crying about something. So obviously they said, yeah, they were sad. So they were given antidepressants. And I was like, okay, I can't be part of that. I don't want to be part of that. So I completely pivoted, didn't go to medical school straight out of my undergrad. Instead, I did behavioral health, and I worked in behavioral health with children. And again, the same cycle started back up. I worked with low-income populations, a lot of minorities, and they couldn't advocate for themselves. A lot of them, their first language wasn't English, so I was in the schools advocating for these kids, advocating for the families, and so many of these kids were medicated, starting at the age of 7 years old. I used to have to go to the psychiatrist visits with the parents and the child, and I was like, okay, something's broken. And I would have teachers be like, I don't want that kid in my class if he's not medicated, but I'm like, how do you expect a 7-year-old to sit in a classroom for hours at a time? It made no sense.
Right.
And I would hang out with these kids. I would take them into the community. I would spend time with them at home, because I had to get an idea if they actually needed the services. And a lot of them truly didn't. They were all pretty brilliant kids, to be honest. So again, I was stuck in a position of I was seeing the medical system fail these families, fail these kids, and it was heartbreaking. We had a 9-year-old big girl who ended up with kidney failure because they prescribed her lithium so young in life.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I can't do this. I cannot partake in this system. And one day I had a girlfriend who I hadn't spoken to in a long time. She was kind of a hippie girl. She calls me and she's like, hey, I'm going to this discovery day. You want to come? And I was like, sure. So I go to Discovery Day. Turns out it's a naturopathic medical school. They had like a presentation of what is naturopathic medicine. They had a bunch of doctors kind of tell their story, and I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this is what I wanted to do.
Wow, how cool.
I wanted to go into medicine because I wanted to understand people. I wanted to help people be better, not just medicate them with a pill. So I enrolled in medical school literally that night. I had a few classes I needed to complete. So while I was working, I was finishing up those prereqs, and I started 6 months later in medical school.
Wow, that's awesome.
And that's been the journey.
Awesome. Well, we're so happy that you did it. And I mean, from what I hear, it's a little different going into the naturopathic side because it's not big pharma. You're not just saying you need to take this pill or do this. You're
Correct.
really connecting with them like you did with me.
Yes.
And giving us what we need. And so it's a little bit different. It's not just, because I know sometimes, like for me, I go to the doctor and even I'll go or I'll take my kids and they do well, obviously before, 2-minute visit.
Yeah.
Hey, everything good, good, good. Like they don't even let you answer.
Correct.
They're giving
like,
you,
check.
yes, they're giving you a response before even like give you the opportunity. Hey, everything good? Okay, good. Fever? Okay, good. Okay. Penicillin bite. Like you did not address any concerns, and so it's a little bit different. I was actually shocked when I first went and saw Dr. Hernandez because I was like expecting a 5-minute visit, and we were there conversing, and I'm like, oh, like, are we done? Or like, how far deep are we going right now? But no, so happy that you're in the business. It's very different from being on the big pharma side, right? So.
Yes.
So I wanted to go through a couple things because this is for our ladies that are looking to feel their best in 2026.
Yes.
And these were I wrote some notes of what I was shocked when you told me.
Okay.
When you said that there was healthy fats.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to sound super uneducated here, but I was like, fat? Like, I don't want any fat. And then you're like, healthy cholesterol. I'm like, what's that? Like, I always heard cholesterol was bad. Like, you shouldn't eat too many eggs. Like, so what is the deal with the cholesterol and the healthy fats, us as women specifically?
Okay. So I love the fat story because I primarily eat meat. I primarily eat eggs. I probably have cholesterol levels that would give a cardiologist a heart attack, to be honest. But cholesterol is the backbone of all our hormones. Like without that backbone, we don't make our hormones. And they don't realize that that's what our brain operates out of is fat. Like we need healthy fats. And there's a difference between all the unhealthy fats they fed us to believe they're heart healthy. Like remember the canola oil, like heart healthy oil?
Yes.
It's all being kind of debunked as actually those have been more problematic to cause metabolic disease versus good fats like your meat, your butter, your eggs, your healthy fish, your avocados, olive oil, all those healthier fats. So that's important because it's what keeps us full. It's what helps stabilize our blood sugar. And it's the backbone to our hormones.
Does that have anything to do with like brain fog that it could help you or no?
Well,
like, hey, I should probably be eating more cholesterol.
Correct. It's like one of the main energies our brain uses. It's fats.
Okay, so that was a shocking. Now we're gonna go to shocker number 2 because she goes, hey, you need to eat more protein, and I'm like, no, like I'm not going to the gym. How much protein do you eat? I'm like, I don't know. And I was blown away when you told me how much protein I should be eating. I think you told me I needed to be hitting, no matter what, 30 to 50 grams of protein for breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way. That's like eating way too much. I don't like breakfast. Actually, like I could very easily go to 1 p.m. and not eat anything. And then at 1 p.m. like start my day. But we also talked about the intermittent fasting because I heard, people are losing all this weight with intermittent fasting, and I like to eat. So, and honestly, I honestly could go the whole day without eating, but if I'm thinking about not eating, I want to eat the whole day. So it's kind of like a mental thing, but I was like, I tried intermittent fasting. It was really hard for me because the more I thought about the clock that I couldn't eat, the more I wanted to eat during that time. And then I sat with you and you told me like, no, you probably should not be intermittent fasting. Just eat more protein. And so what's the deal with the protein? Because the deal with the ladies, we're like, are we going to get super buff? Okay, first of all, probably not going to get buff, not going to the gym. But like we think protein, like the guys should have that. So us as women, like how important is that for protein?
Okay, so again, your mom's generation is probably raised on like, let's eat iceberg salad because
Yes.
we can't get fat.
Yes.
You know, no fat,
Salad queen.
no protein. But Lord and behold, we need protein for, again, to balance our blood sugar, to make our hormones. And protein is kind of the most important macronutrient to start your day, because protein's gonna it's what's gonna satiate you. So it's gonna make you feel full, so that you're not craving sugars the rest of the day, so that you're making good choices food wise, and it sets your clock, like your energetic clock for the day. So that's
the protein sets the energetic clock, not the coffee.
Not the coffee.
Because
okay?
we gotta talk to our Mexican family out here, our Mexican family that believes in a
The
concha. Concha with
cafecito.
coffee for breakfast. So
Yes.
how is a concha and coffee for breakfast starting our day? If we do it with a happy heart, is it that bad?
I always say if it's with a happy heart, it might not be that bad, but you can't do that every day. Can't do that every day. So you're starting the day off with sugar. So if you're starting the day off with sugar, sugar's like immediate energy.
Okay.
So you're gonna get that immediate energy for like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then you're gonna want more. So now you're spending the whole day with sugar cravings. And it's also, you're gonna feel hungry all day, because you didn't eat anything that's
Like real
actually, that's actually nutritious.
What about oatmeal? Because I also heard like, oh, you should start with like a bowl of oatmeal in the morning. Like, because my mom would be like, no estés comiendo porquerías, you know, like eat real food pretty much, right?
Yes.
And then like, I don't like eggs, I don't want to eat meat, I don't want to eat any of that. So like, for me, a nice bowl of oatmeal with milk, rich with my raisins, with my brown sugar, that's like, okay, a healthy breakfast for me. I would always be like, fit girl, breakfast, oatmeal, but you're saying that's probably not best because I don't have protein.
Correct. So, oats. Okay, I'm not a fan of oatmeal. I'm a texture gal, so like oatmeal's like kind of mushy and gross to me.
Okay.
But you could technically make oatmeal healthy if you get the good quality oats, like that are gluten-free, because a lot of them are, and organic, because they're highly sprayed. Like oats are one of the highest sprayed grain, super sprayed with pesticides. So
are we eating pesticides with brown sugar for breakfast?
Basically. So like if you get really good quality oats, I'm not gonna talk smack, and then you add a little protein powder to them. So I tell my patients that are like diehard, they love oatmeal, like here's a good quality brand. They're actually sprouted, so they're easier to digest.
Okay.
And then you add some protein powder to it, make it a little healthier.
Okay.
But honestly, I'll tell you a case story. I had this 17-year-old boy, and he was trying to bulk up. Like he was really skinny, so he really wanted to be buff. And he was working out hard. And he was eating like literally like those big Mexican cereal bowls of oatmeal every morning.
Oh, wow.
Because he was really trying to gain some calories. And I get his labs back, and he's so deficient in everything. Like we're deficient in iron and B12. His cholesterol is really, really low. And I'm like, what's happening? I was like, you are eating 6 eggs a day and a steak every day. I'm like, your cholesterol should not be this low. And then he tells me he's eating that much oatmeal. And I was like, you need to cut the oatmeal out. He's like, but why? I was like, it's high in phytic acid. So phytic acid actually inhibits nutrient absorption. So it stops nutrients from being absorbed. So I tell him, don't change anything. Just stop eating oatmeal. He stops eating oatmeal. I repeat his labs in 3 months. His cholesterol's up. His iron's up. His vitamins are up. And his mom was like, what? Like, really? Just cutting out the oatmeal? And she's vegan. So she was like, she didn't believe me, right? So then we tested it.
We're getting the cheese today, guys.
We tested it, and yeah, his labs completely improved. And she's like, oatmeal did that? I was like, yeah, high in phytic acid.
So going into 2026, ladies, we're probably not starting the day with oatmeal, okay? So
not Quaker oats.
Okay, so a good breakfast, because I actually did not believe Dr. Hernandez either. I met with her, and she's telling me the protein story, and I'm like, no, I can't eat that much in the morning. And it did make me feel better. I actually felt more energized throughout my day, starting my day with protein, even though I thought you were crazy. But I'm like the kind of person that I'm skeptical, but I'm gonna follow the rules to see if
test it out.
Yes, I'm gonna test it out. And it did help me. So they should, if they just increase their protein, the ladies on here, like what else could that help with? I also know that and maybe we're touching too many different topics right now, but like we have many friends. I have many friends that are always cold.
Yeah.
I'm not a medical professional, guys. I'm just here with the medical professional, but they're always cold. They're like my feet are always cold. They always want a blanket. They always want a sweater. And like, I realized for myself, iron's probably low.
Mm-hmm.
We probably should be eating more meat, which could probably give us more iron, right?
Yeah.
So what would be like an ideal breakfast if you could just say like, hey, these 3 breakfasts would be great for you going into 2026? Give us the busy mom breakfast, and then also give us like the I have time to cook, because
that's what I was like. Are we doing like busy on the go?
No, we're on the go, ladies. We're going into 2026 making moolah and making moves. So we need a busy mom.
So
breakfast.
my busy mom breakfast, what I usually tell them is boil eggs ahead of time. So I tell them minimum 2 boiled eggs, have a cheese stick, and maybe a high protein yogurt.
Okay.
And I'm like, there you go. You have at least 25 to 30 grams of protein in just that.
Awesome. Okay.
And when you get in tune of how much protein you're eating, like I know every egg is 6 grams of protein. I know a cheese stick is 6 grams of protein. And like yogurt.
So it's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Because if there's 6 grams.
Yeah.
And then you eat 3.
You're at
basic
18.
math. Okay, I'm like, we're my 3rd graders. I'll be on my math here. 18 grams. Plus the 6 of the cheese stick, we're at 24.
Yeah.
And then the yogurt.
Yeah, another
that's
maybe
30.
7 to 9. Yeah.
We don't have to eat like a hearty breakfast. It's just like,
if you ask me, I would love a ribeye and eggs
yes, yes. Yes.
And sometimes I'll have my patients come in the morning and they're like, "What did you eat?" I was like, "I ate a piece of steak." Like,
I did. Are we doing reality hour here, or are we being very serious? Because when I first heard eating a steak for breakfast, I was like, ew, I would not be eating that in the morning. But now, if we go to lunch together, I am ordering my steak and eggs. I'm like, do you guys have steak and eggs? No? Okay. Then what can I eat? Because now I'm more conscious about it. I never actually put 2 and 2 together, so I never monitored really what I ate. And then thought later, oh, I'm feeling like this because of what I ate.
Yeah.
I would never correlate the 2. And now I realize like, oh man, as I've gotten older, I'm like, man, I probably shouldn't be eating that many carbs, like, because it makes me feel more sluggish. Like if I'm speaking at an event, if I have to go run a lot of appointments that day, I'm not eating a lot of carbs because I got to be on my A game, and I do feel it does slow me down. So so we're going into 2026 with our protein goals, ladies, and our busy mom goals. Okay.
And there's honestly like protein shakes. Like if you're really on the go, like grab your 2 boiled eggs, drink a protein shake with them, and you're set.
I am a protein shake girl because I don't like eating. And I did hear protein shakes are not ideal, but for busy moms on the go, like better than nothing.
Better than nothing, correct. That's why I tell my moms, I was like, it's not my favorite. Like I'd rather you actually eat food, but if it's gonna be like you're gonna eat nothing versus a protein shake, have a protein shake.
Okay, sure. I like it. Okay, so next we do have, and I work with a lot of ladies. I got a lot of friends. I talk to a lot of people, and they're talking a lot about anxiety. Anxiety. Oh, there's a lot of anxiety going on. It's a hot word, and I feel like it's really creeped up in the last few years. Because I feel like growing up, we never really heard about anxiety, and we never really talked about that, you know? But we have been hearing it more. And then at the same time, it's like, will you have 3 Red Bulls that day?
Yes.
Or like they start their day with coffee, and I'm like, what'd you eat? And they're like, I had no food today. I had 3 coffees.
Yeah.
So where is that line between maybe feeling those jitters and maybe not eating as well? Are those correlated?
Oh yeah, for sure. I ask women all the time, like, are you like really anxious, or are you just like extremely over caffeinated? And that having too much caffeine, it manifests the same as having anxiety. A lot of my women, they're just underfed. They didn't eat breakfast, and they're starting their day with coffee. I have actually one of my girls that I work with. She's like, I was like, I need you to get your labs fasting in the morning. She's like, but I wake up and the first thing I do is like just pop an energy drink open. I was like, sell me a nightmare. I was like, we can't do that.
But I think partial of that is like, and I now speak like as a business owner, like we're on the go. So it's like, it's not even maybe that you need that energy in the morning. It's like a habit.
Yeah, correct.
It's more habits that we form. Like I know for me, like if I do something 3 times in a row, I'm doing it like that. So that I won't, there's an energy drink, if there's a sweet soda, that's why I don't drink soda. I don't really want to eat the chips, because if I have one, I want the whole bag. So would you say a lot of that is it's habits, or
I think it's a little bit of both.
They need that pick me up in the morning? What else could they do for that pick me up that would be healthier for them?
Definitely eating breakfast. Eating a good breakfast is going to help with that, have a consistent flow of energy for the day. But I do, whenever I sit with my patients and they're consuming a lot of caffeine, I always ask them, like, are you doing it out of habit, or do you really need it? Like, do you feel you need it?
Right.
Because I need to identify, like, what's their level of fatigue. Like, are they truly fatigued and they're using this as a crutch, or it's just habitual? So that I know how to address it. But a lot of the time, I mean, women are just functioning on coffee. And the worst part is it's not even good coffee. You know, coffee is like one of the highest mold things you can have.
Oh gosh, I did hear that.
Highly toxic and mold. So, like, you have to, if you're gonna have coffee,
what
it
if
has
this
to be
is the
good
first
quality.
time someone ever heard that their coffee has mold? Because the algorithm sucks, guys. The algorithm showed me things that I did not want to see. And one of those things was that, and I don't even drink coffee. I like the smell. I don't like the taste. So I don't drink it, but I did see that coffee has mold. Is that a real thing?
It is a real thing. Like, I advise my patients to get good quality organic organic coffee that's been tested for heavy metals and toxicity.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So if the coffee does not say tested for mold or heavy metals, it probably has mold?
Correct. Yes.
There's nothing
or
like...
it's just packed with sugar. Like, if you're going to Starbucks or you're going to Dutch Bros, like, you're having more sugar than you're having caffeine.
Yes.
So it's like a sugar bomb every morning.
Yes, like milk with... I'm going to have coffee with my milk.
Correct.
Which, I'm not a coffee drinker, but when I do, I have 1,000% fall in that camp. Like, I'm not going to have my coffee and have actual coffee. I'm not here for the coffee. I'm here for the milk.
Yeah, and I have, like, people argue with me, well, having a little bit of coffee is good for you. It has antioxidants. I'm like, okay, then drink 1 cup of black coffee every day if you want the benefits of coffee. And they're like, well, I need my creamer and I need my sugar. I was like, then you don't want it for its benefits. You just want the sugar bomb with it, you know?
I would like to know from the ladies if they're open to the no coffee conversation, or are we canceling Dr. Hernandez right now? Because I don't think we want to hear the no coffee conversation. But
just have some protein before your coffee. Like,
have protein before your coffee.
Satiate before you caffeinate is the same.
Okay, satiate before she caffeinate. Okay, so before you caffeinate, put something in your stomach, preferably protein. And then, as far as, I think before we close it out, going into 2026, I know that a lot of ladies have goals.
Mm-hmm.
Busy moms, business owners, women that are stay-at-home moms but have a lot on their plates. Their kids are going to a million sports and we see them running around.
Yes.
And there's a lot on a plate there. And what's one advice that you would give them going into this new year on how to not just make resolutions? Because I know I'm guilty of it, where I make resolutions and I'm like, I'm going to do this, and then I didn't do it. So, like, something that they could change in their health that is something that can stick. It's an easy fix. Not an easy fix, but something that's not going to take a whole lot of changing their whole entire life, that is going to make them feel better.
I think one of the biggest things is just being very intentional with how your body feels and what you're putting in your body. Like, if you're making the conscious choice to drink coffee, it's like, okay, I'm gonna have some food before my coffee. And then once you really think of it that way, you start to ask yourself, like, do I actually really need this? And then the other thing for me is really important is, like, prioritizing sleep, and not just so much sleep, but your sleep quality. Like, are you actually decompressing before bed? Or are you getting home and you're just, like, throwing yourself on the bed because you're done and you're exhausted? Like, that's actually not restful. It's good to...
You should have, like, prepare for your sleep.
Yeah.
Even if you're not going to get a whole lot of sleep,
correct,
make that period of time.
So you can train your nervous system, like, we're going to rest and your body's going to heal, because at night when we sleep is when we heal our body. So if we're very intentional about maybe the 15 minutes prior to sleep, maybe a nice hot shower, because a hot shower allows your core temperature to cool down so you get more restful sleep. You know, having a nice routine, like a nice face routine every night, maybe doing a prayer, maybe reading a book, definitely staying off screens, really important in those last half hours.
We're coming for the coffee? We're coming for the screens? We're coming for the oatmeal today?
Yeah, so doing something that's actually, like, restful and nourishing in the evening. Not having hard conversations right before bed.
Wow.
Right?
Kind of goes against everything I've ever done. But if it works, it works.
So
are you saying that because because let's say that there was not a resolution to the conflict, or why? Because I actually think that, like, if there's something on the table, you should address that before you go to sleep.
I think think so too. If you know it's something actually gonna come out of it, like if it's gonna,
like it's gonna get resolved.
It's gonna get resolved.
Yeah.
But if it's like something really major, it's like, hey babe, this is on table. We gotta address it, and you're both like, all right, let's do it. Let's schedule a time tomorrow. That's probably a lot better than working up your nervous system for the next, maybe half hour.
Oh, okay. You did not duke it out. We're going into 2026. We're not duking it out before bed. We're gonna eat protein. We're gonna
maybe if it has a happy ending, because
ladies, that sounds very relaxing before you go to sleep.
That bring down the nervous system,
Okay, so just be more intentional. I think probably.
Yeah,
I know that like I've been, like running my business. It's been 11 years, and in the times where I felt the most like kind of mental space taken up has been when I really stressed about things that like were not
that don't really matter.
Yeah, one that don't matter. Like someone taught me the 5-5-5 rule, and I'm like, oh my gosh, changed my life. Like if it doesn't matter in 5 minutes, 5 months, or 5 years, like ask yourself, is it gonna matter in 5 minutes? Is it gonna matter in 5 months? Is it gonna matter in 5 years? And then just like dismissing those things that like because there are some things that are really important, but like we can't do anything about it, and
Correct.
It kind of sucks. Like, and I'm not trying to get too deep into topics here, but like if you have family members very sick, like, and it's happened, and it's like it's really tough, and it's like festering, and it's just like, but like there's nothing we can do. Like I am not there in the hospital to help heal that person, and I don't have the knowledge or the expertise or the ability to do anything. So like letting that preoccupy my whole day and carrying that weight on my shoulders all day for something I can't really control versus like control what you can control, and what you can't doesn't mean it's unimportant, but like you're saying like, hey, like give it to God. We're going to pray about it. And so it doesn't take more of our energy, because from what I've heard, we only have a certain amount of energy to give, and we gotta
we gotta take care of it. Yeah, I have a lot of women patients, and that's literally the conversation. Like, you're burning the candle at both ends. Like, something needs to give. Like, what is on your plate that doesn't belong on your plate? And two, like, can you really control that? Like, if you don't like your boss, like, you either change your job. If you're gonna choose to stay there, then like find the one thing you do like about your boss and focus on that one thing.
Okay. Right.
Because what good is it gonna do for you to be upset about it the whole time?
That makes sense. Having a negative outlook is only going to put more stress on your shoulders.
Silver lining. Can we agree there's a silver lining to everything?
Yeah.
We really that 5-5 rule has been really, really helpful.
Yeah, because it's like, and I mean, we're doing real talk here. It's like so many things. Like, I used to argue with Eddie all the time over so many little things, and like there are things that literally did not matter.
Correct.
Like at all. Like let's say I left my lemonade on the counter and he threw it away and put the cup in the sink. I would be like, did you really throw away my lemonade right now? Did you really throw away my lemonade? Like, you don't love me. And it's like, is the lemonade gonna matter? It's not even gonna matter 5 minutes from now.
Yeah.
It's not gonna matter 5 months from now, and it's definitely not gonna matter 5 years from now. So it's like such a waste of energy. Like, I think about like so many things I've wasted energy on in my life.
Yeah.
That it's like, I mean, yeah. And then as far as silver lining, I completely agree. Someone told me one day, you don't have to do that. You get to do that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? You don't have to show up.
Yeah.
You get to show up. You don't have to go to the gym. You get to go to the gym. And I was like, what a crazy perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to go move my body. But there's someone laying in a hospital bed right now that would do anything to move their body.
Correct.
And like, I don't have to show up and I don't know, put on a happy face if I didn't like my boss. I get to go brighten up somebody else's day.
Correct.
I don't have to go get my kids breakfast. I get to go get my kids breakfast. And I think that little shift of gratitude changes the game. Yeah. Honestly, because going into 2026, we're going into 2026 with big goals, and going into 2026 with intentions of making it our best year. We're going to need to learn to sort that. And I think honestly, that's one of the biggest disciplines, is getting your mindset in the right place.
And not letting others occupy space that they don't deserve. It doesn't belong.
We're getting deep here.
Yeah. I totally lost my train of thought what I was going to say, but the 5-5 thing matters, and it's also like knowing where you're, like, as women, knowing where we're at in our cycle. Like,
can we talk about that? We were gonna wrap up, but this is really important because I am 31 years old. I mean, I don't even know if I want to tell you guys this, but we're having a real talk today, okay? I didn't know that there were 4 phases to a cycle until like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It blows my mind that as women, we're not educated on this. And we do our women's events. We sometimes have 50 women, sometimes have 100 women, 200 women, 300 women. And you ask how many women don't know there's 4 phases to the cycle? Every single time.
Yeah.
Minimum half the room is like, I have no idea what that is. And I think, how are we functioning in our lives as women, sitting in front of people every day, working with our kids, working with our husbands, not knowing what our body's literally doing?
Yeah.
Can you please give us a class? Because I know there's somebody watching this that this is going to change their 2026, like, big time.
Yeah. Well, with that, I was going to say, like, the other night, I was upset at my husband because he was looking at his phone a little too long, and I wanted attention. Okay?
Wow.
And I realized I was like, okay, I should be getting my period in like 2 days. So I knew I was just being.
It makes you more aware.
Correct, but I was being really needy, and I was really upset. And like, he finally puts his phone down, and then I was like, I'm really sad. I'm really upset. I was like, 'cause you're not paying attention to me. He's like, just come here. And I was like, okay, but I just want you to know that I'm really upset. But he was like, what was I going to do? Like, stay on my side of the bed and be upset the whole night? Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I knew why I was so upset.
Yeah. So, well, because we're talking about you're aware, right? Because this is not so that you're like, hey, partner, this is why I am mad. Because this is my cycle. Let me bring you a map. Like, let's talk about some wisdom, ladies, right now. We're not going to go tell our husbands.
No.
This is my calendar for the month. Beware. No, this is for us to know, oh, hey, I'm probably going to need to be a little bit more, this week, I can afford to eat that little ice cream or my oatmeal for breakfast. If that's really what I want. So it's more about self-awareness, right?
It's all about self-awareness. Like, the first phase, obviously, is our actual menstrual cycle when we start bleeding. And
that's not the last cycle, which I thought was crazy. I thought that was at the end.
Yeah, so it's like at the end coming into the beginning. You know?
Okay.
So we start bleeding at the end of our cycle. It starts us off during the next phase of our cycle. So the menstrual part of it is kind of like, is the shedding. It's kind of a time to let go. It's a time to reflect, to see what served us that month, what didn't serve us, what went well, what didn't went well. It's a good time to reflect. And then we come into the follicular phase, which is the phase where our estrogen starts to rise. And when we have a lot of estrogen, it's when we feel the best. Like in pregnancy, our estrogen is like at an all-time high. And that's why we're like, that's why we think women glow when they're pregnant. It's because they have such high estrogen levels. So that's when we feel great. That's a time to make like important decisions. That's a time to have important conversations. It's when you're the most logical, the most stable emotionally, we feel the happiest. And honestly, ladies, there's so many apps that you can track your period that will tell you like what stage you're in, and it'll give you little tidbits like, hey, your estrogens are at their high, like a good time to do XYZ. It's a good time to maybe lift a little heavier, do more heavy workouts, more of your HIIT workouts. And then you go into the ovulation phase, which is the phase where we can make a baby. So it's where we feel the sexiest, the most attractive. Our husbands tend to seek us more because evolutionarily we're meant to procreate. We're meant to make babies, right? And that's the one time of the month, like that little few days where we have the most testosterone. So we feel the most powerful. So that's a really good time to have that really hard conversations, the important conversations, because our confidence is at an all-time high. So if you're going to do public speaking or you're undertaking a new task, I advise you like schedule it around that ovulation period. You're probably going to do a better job and feel better during that time. And then after that, we go into what we call the luteal phase, which is like the kind of bringing everything down, the calming phase. It's the phase where we start to go into that more neediness, the more moodiness, the
I need a hug.
Yeah, I need a hug.
Hug me. Hold me.
Yes, and there's no reason for it. It's the time that you start having arguments in your head that don't matter. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, why am I not pretty today? Your hair doesn't sit well that day. Like, it's the phase where we don't know what to wear in our closet. We throw everything out of the closet because it's a phase that it's when our body realizes, like, hey, there's really no baby implanted. So it's a hard phase if we really think about it evolutionarily. Like, no egg was implanted, and we're about to shed the little bed that our body makes for an incoming baby. So it's a time to kind of be more gentle with yourself, more understanding. Know if you're being kind of irrational, you probably are, and it's your hormones.
So we probably shouldn't be making huge, crazy decisions.
No.
We're going to be more emotional.
Yeah. And if
we shouldn't be picking fights.
Don't pick fights. Don't pick fights. And if there's something, like a big conversation needs to happen, literally be like, can this wait a couple days? Or can this wait till next week? Because you know you're going to feel better and be in a better state.
More clear-minded.
More clear-minded. Absolutely. Like that fight with my husband, I knew I was about to get my period. I just needed him to just hug me. And it was going to be over. And it was going to be fine in the morning, you know?
Good. Okay, so knowing our cycles, knowing when. And I did see... the algorithm again. I saw when we first, we talked about this in our phones are always listening. You guys know our phones are always listening.
Yes.
So it showed a woman and she took a picture of herself without makeup in every phase of the month. And you can see the visual differences in her face of when she was ovulating. Like you could see the skin was like more plumpy, more glowy. And then and she was like, I never had tracked this, but I saw that.
It's pretty neat.
It's kind of crazy.
In that luteal phase where we feel like the most like, ugh, this is the phase that we usually get acne.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So now you know. Yeah. I mean, for the ladies out here that are running businesses, I mean, I think you're amazing because you're literally running a company.
Being like a bunch of different women.
Yes. Like you got four CEOs running that company. You know, it's like if you're married, it's like, man, your husband, you know, they get 4 different versions of you.
They'll
right?
never get bored.
They never get bored. I mean, they're really making no excuses out here. But this is not for us to be like, hey, poor me. Like,
yeah, it's empowerment. Like now you know what's happening.
Now I know what's going on, so I can best walk into this day prepared. So I can best, because there are days where I'm like, I try to eat my best I can. But there are days where I'm like, I always like ask myself 3 times if I really want something. Yeah. Like if I see a cookie, I'm like, do I really want that cookie? Nah, not really. Like, because I usually just grab stuff and then I would have it in my mouth.
Don't make conscious choices.
Yes. Yeah. I gave up sugar for a period of time. Last year I did a fast and it was shocking to me how many things I was putting in my mouth without thinking. And I just had the snack in my mouth and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I didn't even think about it. So now I try to ask myself, like, hey, do I really want that? Yeah. And if I do, then I will definitely eat it. Yeah. And I eat it with all the good vibes. And I say, you know, this glass, because I like my Prosecco, this glass of Prosecco is going to, you know, has all the good vibes.
Yes. But I convinced myself that gin and tonics are going to kill a parasite. So.
Wow! We're not going to go into parasites today because we do not have enough time for that. So I'm sure that these ladies want to get connected with you, Dr. Hernandez.
Yes.
We'll tag below her Instagram. If you guys want to ask her any questions, she's also on Minnect. So you guys can send her a message or a video message question, and she will answer them. And she's amazing. Highly recommend you guys do follow her and get connected with her, Dr. Celaine Hernandez. And we appreciate your time so much today. Ladies, let's go kill it in 2026. Yes. Anything you want to let them know before we go?
Yeah, just eat your protein in the morning. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. Be grateful, be intentional with what you put in your body. Just really be conscious about it. And take your supplements. If you don't know which ones to take, like you can ask me a question on that. And I do have a Black Friday special on my supplement list on like my supplement website, running until Cyber Monday. So if you sign up, if you go on my Instagram page, it's going to be on there.
Awesome.
And you can have that.
Good. Awesome. Okay, you guys, have a great night.